Do you guys have in-house reverse engineers?
Mhm.
I mean, sort of. So let's talk about it in two ways. In our hardware engineering department, um, any of our engineers could reverse engineer a hardware product. Like a physical product or device. Um, and in some cases, we do reverse engineer, say, factory um, parts. So, like if we're developing a PCV product, we do have to a degree, reverse engineer the factory functionality to understand how it works, and then build a new product off that. But we, in the hardware departments, are not in the business of reverse engineering and copying things.
Oh, I see where you're going with that. Yeah.
We do reverse engineer to the extent of breaking down and understanding how it works, but it's not to copy it. It's to create our own totally new version with new added features and functionality that probably didn't exist there. When you hear reverse engineer, you immediately think, someone in China who's bought one, reverse, broken down exactly how it was made, how it works, and then building it back exactly the same way. And our goal in reverse engineering is not to, copy or create counterfeits or exact copies of another product.
Yep.
Now, on the software side, there is quite a bit of reverse engineering required to build the code that we need to build. You want to talk about that real quick?
I mean, I can. And yes, it is all in house. All of the reverse engineering assets that we use day to day is all in house. But yeah, I mean, to do anything like we just talked about with like this climax fix with these ECU limits we find, it is all reverse engineered in house. We break down the binary of the processor into assembly or pseudo code, usually C++ style code, and we'll break down function by function, line by line of machine language and code, to find these limits to figure out the issues that we generally will run into as we're pushing well beyond stock power. So that's even, and then there's the whole flashing side of things where we've got to get in there and figure out hows and whys of flashing, how to flash them, checksums, data validation tests, all that stuff that the stock ECUs do these days. So yes, it's all required to do.
There's no company that does what we do that does what we do that could do it without reverse engineering. There's
there's a lot that think they're doing. I think what we're doing too, where they're developing calibrations to some extent, but may not understand, necessarily hows or why they're hitting a limit here and there. So
they're not doing what we're doing.
No.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. But they're portrayed that it's the same level of calibration or software.
Yeah. Interesting question.
Yeah.
I guess I wasn't sure what perspective or frame of mind the question was asked, so that's why I wanted to make sure to address the the copying reverse engineering.
Yeah, because I wasn't even thinking about that aspect, because my whole world is reverse engineering.
In your world it is, but on the hardware side, and I don't know if this is a term, but the bigger problem out there is what I would call reverse manufacturing, where you take a product and you essentially manufacture it in reverse, which means you take it apart in kind of the reverse order of how it was built, and then you learn how to build it, and then you can go forward again. So it's kind of like, if you built it, you can kind of go backwards and then build it again. But you need these kind of cycles.
It's insane how complicated some of those get to. I was watching it was on the Tested channel by Adam Savage on YouTube, but there's a company with this X-ray machine that can do these incredible, basically turns your part transparent. You can see all these different materials, patterns. But long story short, they took a series of AirPod headphone knockoffs. They had the original Apple one, and then they did these series of like different costs of knockoffs from. They look identical from the outside, but
inside
the way that they reversed and copied the amount they needed to sell it as a knockoff.
Yeah, no, they don't work nearly the same,
and it's still some insane engineering.
Yeah, no, it is. Some of the reverse engineering and manufacturing and knockoff stuff in China is truly state of the art.
But it's